Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek War. It is me, Mad Mike, and we are here to talk some 205 Live. With me, as advertised, is the one and only Sorgatron. How are you, sir?
Yes, still ostracized to Peoria, Illinois in this hotel room.
Excellent. So Sorg, let's talk some 205 Live. What, sir, was your one word for 205 Live this week?
Ooh, my one word for 205 Live was opportunity.
Okay. My one word for 205 Live this week was zones.
Zones.
I also considered making my one word Tawaza.
Okay.
You know what? You know what? Screw it. Tawaza is my word.
Acceptable.
Yes, Tawaza. All right. So Sorg, what was your good for this week?
My good for this week was frankly I really liked the Neville TJP match. Like I thought it was a really hot match.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I liked the match. I never once believed TJ Perkins was going to win.
No, but still, you can still have a good story even if it's the same ending, and that's where I'm at with that one. And I think that was a perfect example of that.
You can, but I think better matches will make me think that the other guy has a shot.
Okay.
All right. See any Undertaker match after WrestleMania 17 at WrestleMania.
And I think it was a relatively clean end too.
Oh yeah, no, it was pretty squeaky clean.
So I mean, they tied up that loose end for the most part. We did the same thing with Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar for the most part. It was really just kind of a wrap up show.
Yeah, but I hope that's what it was. Because part of me feels like it wasn't.
We have like 4 or 5 weeks until the next pay-per-view, so
yeah,
see where it goes from here.
The WWE presents possible copyright infringement lawsuit. Yeah, my good this week, I gotta give it to Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil trying to recruit Akira Tozawa, first of all, by calling him the wrong name, was amazing. Yeah, Titus being on the brand freshens it up a little bit. I like it. Like, I like when we can incorporate some actual Raw talent onto this show.
I'm appreciating that crossover between that and Sasha Banks, and we've had Alicia Fox for the longest time. It does make it still feel like a Raw show, especially since we have a SmackDown announcer. So I like it. I like it too. The Titus thing is growing on me, like a fungus, but it's growing on me.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, he's basically doing the famous B gimmick.
Yes.
And I just realized that, like, as we're talking about it, I'm like, he's like, if Titus comes out with a hotline, like, then we gotta start talking about, okay, they're just directly ripping it off. But I mean, 4, 2, 3, get fame. It's basically the same thing as the Titus brand. And it's something that managers have done for years, like the Heenan stable, the Heenan family, Jimmy Hart stable. Like, managers have done this for years. But I like that we haven't done it in WWE in a long time.
It makes you think, and again, between that and the our theories about Corey Graves, I'd love to see kind of an old school manager come back here between Titus and Corey.
Yeah, I don't know if we're necessarily getting that all the way back from Corey. I think it's just something for him to do.
No, absolutely, but still, it's an interesting time.
Yeah, definitely. But Sorg, not every show is perfect. We know this. What will be your bad for 205 Live this week?
I guess if I had to pick one, it'd be the Jobber match. Although I didn't think it was that bad.
Jobber match. Who was that with again?
Hold on, that was with Mustafa Ali and Louis Valley.
See, the only thing I liked about that was Mustafa Ali. Like, it looked like it was going to be the typical Gulak distracts Ali, the Jobber gets the win, and Ali gets pissed off. But Mustafa Ali actually got a win via a ground move, and that's what Drew Gulak was trying to do the whole time. I loved that. Like, that That probably should have been my good. Like the Drew Gulak congratulating Mustafa Ali on getting a win without having to do high risk. And then as he turned around, Mustafa Ali just flipped himself in his face.
Yeah.
That was great. My bad this week is no Alicia Fox.
Yeah, unfortunately with injury.
Yeah, and it sucks because I could, like, when I was watching the pay-per-view, I saw the injury happen, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look good. Because you can tell they changed the match on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that, and it sucks because she should have, like, that's why I don't know if this is entirely a closer, because I feel like we still have to have Cedric have some closure with Alicia Fox, too, before he can move on to, God willing, a match with Neville. God willing. But Sorg, what would you change about this week's 205 Live?
Ooh, I would. Where's Brian Kendrick?
That's a good question.
He hasn't been seen since the street fight. I don't know if he's taking some time off or something, and maybe that was a way for him to exit, and maybe that's particularly why we had the street fight when we did, above all other factors that we've discussed. But where's Mike Kendrick?
And Jack Gallagher's gone too.
Jack Gallagher, yeah. Also, we haven't seen him for a couple weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they try and cycle people in and out, but
absolutely. There's only so much you can do with an hour show plus 2 segments on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. My changes, I would have changed the style of the match to make me think TJP can win.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sure how you do it. I'm not sure if you throw in another false finish or something like that. Or like maybe you try and recreate something where Neville got himself a win against Austin Aries, but TJ Perkins knows that and tries to counter it. Like, you try and do one of those finishes, but Perkins is like, oh no, you're not doing, like, he covers his eye when Perkins has the knee bar in. And he's like, you're not doing that to me. Like, I'm not Austin Aries.
And I think also, I feel like, that match reminds you why he's a contender. Yeah. At least. So I think they did a very, very good job of that.
It's also hard to do heel versus heel, and I get that.
Yeah, but we're on this show, we're not afraid to.
Yeah, which is good. That is a good thing. But I would have liked to be convinced a little bit more that TJP could win.
But right now, just Neville is so dominating. Like, I don't know who would win. Like, Aries was the guy, if anybody, that I thought could do it.
Yeah, but I see a lot of the secondary WWE brands, especially the ones we talk about here, they have a lot of dominating champions.
Yeah. Between
Neville, Asuka, and Rude, and now throw the Authors of Pain in there too. Like, it's difficult. Like, it's hard to root for your champion to be beat when they don't show many weaknesses.
Right. But you're always pulling for somebody to be the guy, and you're like, well, maybe TJP is the guy. Maybe they'll just kind of randomly do this. But I mean, and maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But I think you're setting up for Neville to be a longtime champ, and he has to run through everybody. But he has to, he's showing fear.
He's already been a long time. He's held that belt since January.
Yeah.
That's a long time for this show. If this show had another belt, you wouldn't notice it much. That's why you don't notice it as much with Bobby Roode, because you have the tag titles that have, like, not switched, but DIY. Like, Authors of Pain didn't win them too recently, and you also have Asuka, who, despite being a dominant champion, not all of the stories in that division are about her.
Right.
Like, with 205 Live, we have this one belt, and that's it.
But we have other stories going on.
True, but I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like Austin Aries and Neville should have traded the belt at some point. Because you can still tell the same story about Neville with, like, one switch back and forth, like Rock and Mankind, basically, the way they.
I am. It's definitely curious. I'm curious what they do with Austin Aries after this. Definitely.
Yeah, because I think he
slides to the main roster.
I worry about that, because if you can't beat Neville, who are you gonna be on the main roster?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You put him in, and you can make a case for it, and then he beats The Miz. He beats him and The Miz would be so great. He has fights with Kevin Owens. I mean, I think all those are completely believable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. I think they might just retire him for a little bit, wait till someone dethrones Neville, and then bring Aries back.
Maybe he's taking some time off to go on his book tour.
Potentially. I could see that too. Or maybe they want to wait and bring him up with his girlfriend. Potential. I don't know.
Reminder to the kids at home who the girlfriend is.
Rosita from TNA. She just signed with NXT.
Bum, bum, bum.
I believe her name is Thea Trinidad. I don't know what they call her in NXT yet, though.
Okay.
Because I think she was on NXT this week.
They swept up. Wasn't
that her in the Alma segment?
Oh, maybe then.
I thought it was. I'm not positive.
I thought you were talking about that match, and I was like, no, I know who that is.
Yeah. Oh no. Anyway, we'll talk about that in NXT. Sorg, out of the 2 shows you watched this week, where do you rank 205 Live?
Man, I'm going with number 2.
Okay.
Of 2.
Okay.
By the way, every episode that I watched of Lucha Underground beats these episodes of WWE television.
Yeah.
I went through about 6 or 7 of them, and the first 6 or 7 of season 3, and they all win. So
that is correct. That is absolutely correct. I can't wait till you catch up. Sorg,
I've gone through like 3 Dollar Dooms, and it's amazing.
Just wait. Just wait. Wait until you see what the ultimate opportunity is.
Oh, geez. I'm on match 2 of that?
Yeah, I think after match 4, they reveal what the prize is, but not to the audience.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. My ranking this week, I think I'm going number 3. Out of the 3 shows I've watched this week, I haven't watched Impact yet. And if Impact changes these rankings, I will correct it when I talk about Impact.
In the unlikely event.
It's from India, so it could be a completely different vibe.
I am curious to see how those come off.
Yeah, so am I. Like, when they did the shows in England, those shows tended to be pretty cool. So I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. Spoiler alert, it's not going to change Lucha's ranking this week. No fucking way. No way at all. No way, Jose. No way, Jose.
That's the other show that we.
That's the other show. I keep doing that. All right, Sorg, where can the people find you on the internet?
Sorgatron on the Twitter, sorgatronmedia.com for all the podcasting fun.
Excellent. You can find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. Also go to @Mayhem Show. Look for the hashtag MM for when I live tweet programs such as Lucha Underground and Impact Wrestling definitely every week. And, 205 and NXT when I can get them in. All right. So for Sorgatron, I'm Mad Mike, and this has been your Midweek War.